Hi, folks. Welcome to our special market report during the coronavirus period. Because of what's going on in our real estate world that's affected everybody in every situation, every business type, we're doing these reports weekly instead of monthly right now. Today I'm going to talk about real estate being labeled an essential service. I'm going to talk about the actual market data and activity that's been going on right now. And for those people that absolutely have to buy and sell, I'm going to talk about that at the end of this. So, real estate has been deemed an essential service. It is not like being a doctor or a nurse or anything like that, or a police officer. However, there are people out there that absolutely have to buy and sell. They don't have a choice. They have to, and it's to finish those transactions that I believe real estate has been deemed an essential service. There's properties that are on the market and they have to sell. There's people that sold pre all this coronavirus or COVID-19 situation. They've sold already and they have to buy, otherwise they're going to be homeless. So for those reasons, I believe is the reason that real estate has been deemed an essential service, and we are helping those people out. Let's talk about the actual market data and what's been going on. So let's do a quick recap. So as of the end of February, these are three areas that I was looking at. All of Treb, and you could see the bottom blue line, all of Treb, when we compare prices the end of February to the end of February 2019, a year ago, prices were up for all of Treb 16.7%. For just the city of Toronto, prices were up 17.7%. And for the Vaughan area, prices were up just over 19%. January and February 2020 started off amazingly strong, and there was predictions of this being a record year. Well, some things have changed now, so let's get into what's going on here. So when we look at Vaughan, now this is just for freehold properties, so there's no condos in here, so just freehold, and I've broken it down by week. So the first week of March, 2nd, 3rd, and the final week here, the week ending March 29th, well, we can see that sales have been dropping every single week, and we finished with last week 15 units sold, and prices have dropped also. That price for the last week of March, that average price of $1,076,000, there was actually a property in there that I've removed. It sold for $6 million. I've removed that property because it kind of skews the numbers a bit. So when we compare year over year, price-wise, well, we can see the first week of March for the Vaughan area, we started off at 29% higher than last year's average sold price in the same period. You can see the yellowy orangey line, that's for 2020 average sold prices, and the blue line is for 2019 average sold prices. So like I said, 1,229,000 is what we started the March, the first week off at. But as we go through the March, and the second week of March is really when we got into the stay-at-home period, and everybody stay at home. And as March has been going on, we've been getting more and more announcements from the government: stay at home, playgrounds are off limits, we don't know when schools are going back, and all these announcements. And now that we're seeing the gain in price that we had at the beginning of the month, well, at the end of the month, last week of March, we're basically sitting at the same price. So we haven't lost any ground over the year, but last week we haven't gained any ground either. And when we look at activity, the amount of sales done, again, the yellow is for 2020, the blue is for 2019. We could see that sales were much higher the first week we did 87 sales versus 52 last year. We were on track this year for breaking records as far as the amount of units sold. We did much higher the first week, much higher the second week, and then boom, the third week, very quickly things changed where we did less sales than last year, and for the last week we could see substantially less, where we only did 15 sales the last week versus 63 sales in the same period a year ago. Here's an interesting chart. New listings. And the reason I put this out there is because I speak to a lot of people all day long, and they're asking me what's going on with the market. And one of the things is people believe is that there really is no activity. It is a lot lower. And I've just gone through a second ago what the sales were, but look at the new listings for the first week, second week, third week. The last week of March, we had 64 new listings in Vaughan. Now, it's significantly lower than what it was last year, the same period, but it's still 64 new listings. These people are coming onto the market not for fun. They're expecting to sell their homes. In comparison, let's look at the city of Toronto. Sales, you could see, have dropped down to 127 the last week, and average price has also dropped every week going through March. Now, also that last week of March, of the average price of $1,191,000, I did remove one sale that was a $10 million sale. And it would just skew the numbers too much because it was just one unit for that much. So I did remove it from the equation. Now, in comparison to last year, when we started the first week of March, the average price for the city of Toronto for 2020 was a little over $1,500,000. That's 27.5% higher than what the price was a year ago. And just like in Vaughan, as we go along to each week through March, last week we were basically at the same price. So any gains that we had over last year have disappeared basically, and now we're sitting virtually at the same price that we had a year ago. Sales, same pattern. We started off doing more sales at the beginning of the month than we did last year, and at the end of the month, significantly less sales than what we did last year. But still, 127 freehold properties were sold in Toronto last week. Not last month, but last week. And new listings, we can see that the last week of March, 422 new listings came on the market. That's just for the last week. So people are expecting to sell their homes. That's why they're putting them on the market. You know, I mentioned that I get a lot of calls, and it starts off with, "Oh, Santo, you're in real estate. How's the market?" Well, let me tell you for me personally what's happening. We have buyers and sellers that have decided, some that have decided to put their buying or selling activity on pause, which is understandable, and we respect that. And we're helping those people by keeping them on top of the market. And that's what some of these reports are for, to let people know kind of what's going on, even if they've put things on pause. But we do have clients that absolutely have to buy and sell, and we're helping them also. We are, we've been deemed an essential service, but it's not business as usual. We are conducting business. We're taking more advantage of modern virtual tours, electronic signature. If we do have to go out, it's under very strict health guidelines, keeping everybody's safety as the forefront of everything that we do. So we do have clients that absolutely have to buy and sell. We're helping them the best way we know how. And with these reports, keeping everybody in the loop of what's happening. I'd like to finish off with, this is the spring market. It's not the spring market that we're used to. I know a lot of you did have plans to buy or sell. And it's okay if you're on pause to kind of see what's happening. And this is an unprecedented situation for all of us. But I would urge you, if your plan is, or even just the thought of, perhaps this year you might still buy and sell, we should be having a conversation now. Not necessarily to be running out there and not following the health guidelines, but to have a telephone conversation first, because from the comfort of your home and the safety of your home, there's a lot of things we can do over the phone to prepare for when you are ready, if and when you are ready later on through the course of the year. And that's all I ask. If it could really help you that when things do turn around, and we will get through this, things are going to open up again, and there's going to be some people prepared to hit the ground running and other people kind of looking at it for the first time. I suggest you be the person that's prepared. If you're going to be selling, hey, there's things you could do to get your home ready. If you're going to be buying, there's things you can do to get other things ready. And people are buying and selling at the same time. So give us a call. Let's have a conversation. Let's plan ahead so when things do open up, we're ready to go. Thanks for the time. If you feel there's anything I could do to help in your situation at home, and if you don't have family that is able to help you out, give me a call. If there's something I can do, I gladly will help out with whatever I can. Have a great day and be safe.